Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is my second week of Slimming World and probably one of the worst weeks that I've ever had while doing it. So if you want to see how it's gone for me, then keep watching. So before I get into this video, I need to just sort of apologise if it jumps around a little bit because Stanley's asleep next to me. Daisy's playing with Mega Bloks in her bedroom and I'm probably going to be interrupted loads of times, so you'll just see that, well, it'll all be cut out, but I might go from like one end to the other. And it's my first day at home today without Mark since he went back after having shared parental leave, and I'm all over the place. I've had a really tough week, up and down, feeling really wobbly today because I really miss him, and Slimming World did not go well. And I'm not even going to beat around the bush because what's the point? There are reasons and stuff which I'll go into in a sec, but basically this week I gained £2 and I am absolutely gutted because after 2 weeks that means I'm only £0.5 lighter than when I started, which doesn't really feel like anything at all. If you don't follow me elsewhere, like on social media and things like that, Stanley, my now 8-week-old baby, how is he 8 weeks old, went into hospital this week with bronchiolitis, so I ended up going to hospital with him. Mark stayed at home with the kids. It was about 9 o'clock by this point at night, and I hadn't managed to shower after Zumba, so I stank. I'd like thrown a load of like things into a bag mainly for him, and I'd forgotten loads of stuff for me, but I did, and I was really proud of myself actually. I took 2 boxes of hi-fi bars with me and some melon in one of those fridge packs that I like, and I thought, well, that'll do me for now. But he was in overnight and we didn't get discharged with him until much later the following day, and we were just stressed. There was nothing available to eat because there's no like parent like facilities, you can't cook anything while you're there. We didn't want to leave him because we didn't know what the outcome was going to be and we didn't know how poorly he was. He was having loads of like assessments done and checks, and in the end like Mark went out to the local Sainsbury's, and he went because I didn't want to leave him, and he came back and I said, can you get me a salad? But it was after dinner time by that point, and that Sainsbury's is really popular, so there was no salads left, there was barely any fruit left because everything had gone from like the aisle. And he did manage to find me like a fruit platter thing, so I ate mostly that, and then he got me a wrap because he figured like that would be the least like naughty amount of carbs and stuff. And I was so hungry that I ate the wrap, but it had halloumi in and it had like a sauce with it, and I knew that it was going to be full of SYNS. I knew it would, but I didn't have a choice. And then I was just so down, like there were other reasons like I'll go into in a separate video because it's not about like how I feel or anything like that, but I was really struggling for like personal reasons surrounding like my syndrome and stuff, and Daisy's past history, and I was back in the same place again. And we got home that evening and we ordered a takeaway because we could barely function. We were both exhausted. I was feeding him too hourly throughout the night at hospital. They were coming in to check him, and we ordered a Indian takeaway, and it was good. I got like tandoori chicken with loads of veg and some boiled rice, and it was, you know, it was fine, but it still wasn't ideal. And then I just feel like I got on a slippery slope because I just was exhausted, I was emotional, and then lo and behold, the very next day I started my first postpartum period after having him. And I don't want to be too TMI, it's still happening now, which has been over a week, and it's been so heavy and painful to the point where I've had to like change pads in the middle of the night, and it's leaked, and oh, it's awful. So I know like logically that has affected like the weight in my case, but I just was all over the place and I kind of just gave up. It was Mark's last week off. We already had an afternoon tea booked, which we booked way before I started Slimming World because I had a voucher to use up, and I just thought, you know what, and I did something that we're not supposed to do, and instead of going, right, I'll wipe all of the bad days under the carpet and I'll start again, start fresh, clean slate, I just went, sod it. I'm going out for afternoon tea, I'm gonna have a barbecue, we're gonna eat nice food, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves because like next week he goes back to work and I won't be doing any of those things. And I am feeling really emotional because I'm so disappointed. I don't want to get upset, it's so stupid, it's just wait and it will come off. Because I'm embarrassed that I have to come and sit here and tell you that I messed up on my second week. Like what a loser. I mean, or not, as the case may be. But like I miss him. That's really sad. It's got me down. I'm massively hormonal. and I feel disgusting because of this period from hell. and I didn't lose, and I like sort of, what is it, stabbed myself in the back. Like I just didn't do myself any favours. But it is a new week, and you know, I thought instead of being all positive and being like, this is what I did and this is what helped me, I'm going to tell you what my plan is, and I'm going to go right back to basics today. So luckily I did a meal plan and a grocery haul, which is already live, so I'll leave that link down below if you want to watch it. But I'm going to go back to my meal plan. I'm going to eat by the book. I'm going to write everything down because I didn't do that this week as well. I got a text off my group leader with my food diary that I'd handed in, and she said it was amazing the amount of speed food I'd eaten. She was really proud of me, and it just reminds me that I can do it. So I'm going to fill one out this week, and I'm going to be an absolute angel, and I'm going to show you 2 things that are going to help me, because I really like rely on things like this when I'm doing Slimming World. The first one is this little jug, and it's by OXO, a Good Grips one, and it's only 250 ml, so as you can see it's quite small. But this is perfect because it has measurements that are low enough for drinks measures, it has measurements that are like small enough for your milk hexa allocation for the day, and I just find it really useful to have. And there's no excuse, you know, when you've got like bigger jugs and the measurements don't go low enough and you have to guesstimate, and then you just go, oh, I'll just throw a splash in, I'm sure that's, you know, 50 ml, and it's probably way more. This is so useful, and I've really been relying on it. I've used it a lot, and I absolutely love it. And then another thing that I've really been enjoying is this set of measuring cups and spoons, and they're quite bright and jazzy actually, and they're good for like using with the kids as well. They're plastic, dishwasher safe, and they stay on this ring so you can keep them safe. I have them on a hook in my kitchen so I can just grab them and use them, but you can also separate this bit and take one off if you want to. It's entirely up to you. And these are great for measuring out, like say mayonnaise or ketchup or anything that's got SYNS where you need a tablespoon, a teaspoon. It's great for cooking rice because I use 1 cup of rice and then 2 cups of water, so for every cup of rice I use 2 of water, if that makes sense. And they help me out so much because I just feel like I can really stay on plan when I use things to measure, and it's a good way of learning about nutrition as well and how much you should be having, I think. So definitely recommend them. I've got them both from Amazon, so I'll leave those down below for you. Another thing that I've done, and this might only be useful if you've got an espresso machine, but I have a coffee addiction, you might say, and one of those addictions is to iced coffee, especially when it's nice and warm like it is today. And not only does it cost me loads of money, but sometimes I will say, can I have a skinny latte? And I know that when I'm drinking it, it's full fat milk, and they don't do semi-skinned. You'll notice in a lot of like coffee shops they either do skinny or full fat, and I don't really like things too sweet, so if I ask for like half the amount of sweetener, sometimes they'll put it in because you can get a sugar-free syrup, and sometimes they won't. It just depends who you get, and obviously they're really busy, they're not always going to remember that. So I went back to basics and I got myself some Nespresso pods. I normally buy my pods from Aldi, and they are just basic like normal coffee flavors and beans and stuff, whereas these ones are the official Nespresso ones. But you can get like a vanilla flavored one, there's a caramel flavored and a chocolate flavored, and they give a sense of that sweetness but without any sugar. So these are free, and it's just made drinking coffee feel a lot more luxurious without like any SYNS or without wasting money. So I've tried to move over to these, and I have like a milk frother that you can either defroth milk for cold drinks or frothy milk for hot drinks. So I could make myself a iced latte at home, and it would be very measured and controlled that way. So I really recommend them if you've got a coffee machine. I only buy these flavoured ones as a result, and I buy my other normal like pods from Aldi, as I said, but definitely worth a go, I reckon. I've also stocked up on hi-fi bars because I love using these as my hex B, as you know, or I will send them. But in group today, the carrot cake and chocolate macaroon are now like, they were all that was left because they're basically being discontinued, which is really sad because I thought I would really love these ones because I love coconut, but I actually prefer the carrot cake ones, and they're really delicious. So I picked one of those up each because I thought I'm just gonna enjoy them while they last. And then I also picked up chocolate orange because I've not had one of these yet since I started, and I used to really enjoy them, so that'd be a different sort of flavour to go for. And I find that keeping things mixed up and a bit different stops you from getting bored board as well. And then I also picked up the fruit and nut because these give me life. I absolutely love them. Another thing that I've really been loving, and they're so good, I got mine from Tesco online, are these Mikado sticks, and they are the Intense Point de Sal, which is the chocolate noir flavour, and they are dark chocolate and sea salt. I believe from what I've checked online they are half a cent each as normal Mikado sticks are, but these are amazing. It makes Mikado sticks, like the normal ones, look like kids food. Like these are good, and I love these at night if I've got any SYNS left over with some fruit. Other things that I've really been enjoying, and I have eaten some of these already but I've got some new packs to show you, are these as a lunchtime sort of to bulk your lunch meals out basically. So the Ryvita dark rye can be part of your Hex B, but to be honest with you I would SYN them because they're only one and a half SYNs each, and you only get 2 as your Hex B otherwise. And then the cracker breads are 1 SYN each, but they give a bit of carbiness and give something a bit more substantial to a lunch with like some ham and cheese and pickled onions and veg and that sort of thing. So I am gonna go back to using these for lunches, I think, and they are really tasty. I really like them, so I'd suggest checking those out if you haven't already. And then finally, something new that I'm trying are these, and these are PB2 powdered peanut butter. Sounds a bit weird, but hear me out. A tablespoon of this powder is 1 SYN, and you mix it with water and it basically turns, like, it rehydrates it and turns it into peanut butter. So you could have these on cracker breads with some apple and a bit of like a dusting of cinnamon, would be an amazing snack. And you've got your speed in there and you get to taste the taste of peanut butter. And there's a normal one and then there's also a chocolate peanut butter. So I found these on Amazon. Definitely go and check them out if you're a peanut butter fan. And that is everything that I've got to share for this week. But yeah, that is the way this week has gone, and I've got to sort of get on with it. I've got Zumbas tonight. Hopefully when I come back this time I won't have a really poorly baby. It just makes me nervous for some reason. I'm gonna go get on with that. Like, I'm doing body magic and that's never a bad thing, and I'm just gonna go back to basics and chart what I'm eating and really try, because there's about 3.5 weeks, something like that, until we go on holiday, and I'm determined to at least like get half a stone off. That's my new aim, and at least then I won't feel too self-conscious. But I'm definitely gonna wear some swimming costumes. We're not in bikini territory just yet, trust me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and sorry for being such a disappointment, because I'm sure this isn't as good a video to watch as someone going, yay, I rock, I lost like 10 pounds. But this is reality, and hopefully it makes you feel a little bit better if you've had a crappy week too, because it happens to all of us. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. I promise I'm going to lose weight next week. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.